Global warming has long been a recurring theme, and this year is no different at the World Economic Forum 2023. World activists say climate change issues are reaching a stage of great importance in line with economic growth as a global priority. Our business anchor Tumisang Ndlovu joins us live from Davos this morning on what is, Tumisang, the last day of the World Economic Forum in Davos. Take us through, this connection that's being made in terms of prioritizing economic growth as much as we're prioritizing climate change.
Indeed, Michelle, many who are delegates here on that climate change agenda are basically raising the importance that without a world that is sustainably and equal to live in, there will not be a need for economics in this particular globe. And the reference there is to speak of preserving what the globe has in terms of an environmental agenda that is going to also be in line with how the economies of this world grow. And in particular, as much as there's been criticism on the side of the global leaders not paying attention to climate change as well as the global world and environmentals and ESG when it comes to accountability and company reporting, it has become quite apparent that this is a matter of seriousness, and it has been highlighted by the likes of MD at Eco Business, that's Jessica Chiem. Take a listen to that.
Countries are still grappling with the effects of the global pandemic, and developing countries are still driving their development agenda to address poverty and energy security. From this dichotomy, just and equitable transition has emerged as a key approach to ensure that wider metrics than just tons of carbon emissions removed is used to measure progress. While this transition brings huge economic opportunity, new sectors and millions of jobs, it will also pose challenges and disruptions. Some people and communities will be affected more than others, especially the ones who have relied on the oil and gas and heavy industries as a source of jobs and prosperity. In fact, you can see in some countries a backlash against the transition movement, using the S in ESG as a reason for not taking action or for against ESG.
Isn't it, Tumisang, developing countries are using their development agendas to address poverty and inequality, and that applies to South Africa as well?
Absolutely, Michelle. And again, taking you back to the climate change agenda, that's exactly where development is focused. With the energy crisis across the world, it also then brings in the conversation around how this is going to happen. And with South Africa as a focus, the just transition is one that the country is battling with. But that has also become a topic because when you speak of the just transition, you speak of an initiative of going towards net zero, reducing your emissions use, and South Africa is having a difficult time with getting towards the reduction of coal. But on the flip side of that conversation of a just energy transition, with the Russia-Ukraine war, we saw the likes of Russia itself going back to the use of coal, and critics have asked why then there's a push for the likes of South Africa to get to a faster pace of a just transition, do away with coal, which means job losses, as well as an efficient industry outside of energy where coal production is concerned, just to suit what the globe is seeking in terms of the goals and the agenda of the world economies when it comes to sustainable energy as well as reducing carbon emissions and climate change. That has become the focus of WEF 2023, but there's also a discussion around job creation when it comes to an energy mix as a solution to climate change as well as growing the world economy, Michelle.
Tumisang Ndlovu, live to us there on the last day of the World Economic Forum in Davos.